All right, that's the live program. That's how we do it, catching us live right here in the live studios. All right, we're just done with the first segment of discourse, which had to do with first aid and emergency tips for us this Christmas. And Dr. Jennifer Brymer was awesome, giving us all the big tips we needed to arm ourselves just to ensure that our family members, loved ones, friends are safe around us as we celebrate. It's now time for us to look at the other aspect of preparing for Christmas, which has to do with planning our trips and also ensuring that we get the best of every tourism site or place we visit. I know that person but Mr. Michael Oyetunji, who is the MD of Numa Leisure Travels, in this live studios to take us through what it means having leisure. Yeah, okay. So now Christmas is indeed for leisure, for families and friends and the entire system. Uh, Being someone in the travel industry, what are the best ways for us to plan and get the best deals for trips and also best tourist sites?
Okay. Generally with Nigerians, we don't really plan things. Most
Right.
things happen to us, by chance. But an average, white person, let me use that word in
What?
quotes. I
Okay.
don't want to be a racist. So an average person who is enlightened, let me
All
use
right.
that word, will start planning for Christmas from January.
All right.
Okay, so we wait till November,
All right.
December before we start, doing the rush hour thing, and we always get stuck. So it's all about planning and put it, putting things ahead. Having a foresight
Okay.
of what you want to do. You have to know where you want to go to.
All right.
You have to know your budget. Okay, you have to consult professionals to tell you what exactly it will take you to go through what you really want to do. So at times we think about the money. Like I tell people, it's not money. Traveling is not money. It's not when you have billions or millions.
Okay.
You just have to plan. Okay, for instance, my first travel, out of the shores of this country, I had about just 200,000 naira.
And where did you go and how possible was it?
Yeah, I went to South Africa. That was my first trip.
200K.
Yes, then actually,
Okay.
ticket was around 90, 80,000 and all that.
Okay.
No.
So, but what I did was that I saved
Okay.
towards that period. I saved, from the 5,000, the 10,000, 20,000, the 2,000. I had, a safe box in my house.
Okay.
Because I knew I was going to travel at a particular time of the
okay.
year. So I saved towards it. And when the time came, I was having a whole lot of money with me.
All right. For now, for those that probably didn't do it from January and now they're beginning to say, okay, let's quickly do something, yeah, with the minimum budget they have. What could be the best deals they could cut right now?
Well, the truth is, you have to, if you don't plan, you have to face the reality. The
Okay.
reality is that you get things expensive. Okay, you get things expensive. You get it almost like now. If you're going to Lagos by road, now you're talking about 12,000 naira,
Okay.
13,000 naira, as at yesterday.
Wow.
I'm not talking about today.
Was it because of the fuel?
Yes, the
scarcity?
fuel, the fuel is there, and the system here does not guarantee us, okay, to book ahead, especially for road transport and all that,
Okay.
because of some circumstances and some factors. But when you talk about air travel, for instance, now an average ticket you can get now to Lagos from Abuja now is around 30, 35. 40, you get over 40,000 naira as well.
So if you had planned in January, you paid, what would have been the cost?
You would have paid as low as 18,000. You can see the difference. So when you weigh the margin, plan. So for the people that have not planned ahead and still want to do something, well, you have to work within the budget, within the real time circumstances that we have now. We can't do any magic to it. It's all about, it's buying and selling. You go, you buy what is available. You don't dictate the market. Some people dictate the market. This is high season for travelers, for people making trips, making things, reservations, and this is high season, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You said an average enlightened person would make a whole lot of plans before that time, consult professionals.
Yes.
So what are the professionals we're talking about? Can you just expatiate on that?
Professionals are typically in our sphere of influence.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the travel consultants,
Okay.
which I'm one of them.
Okay.
Okay, we have an association in the country. It's a National Association of Nigerian Travel Agencies.
Okay.
Okay, we have umbrella bodies. We have NTDC, Nigeria Tourism Development Corporation.
Yeah.
Okay, so all these bodies regulate the travel and tourism business in Nigeria. We have the international body, IATA. Okay, which is the International Air Transport Agency, and also we have all these bodies. So you have to go through a registered member, okay, because we have so many people, so many quacks around that do people.
So how do we identify the ones that are genuine?
That question for me is not something that can really go away. It's available in every profession. You have fake bankers, you have fake doctors. In our profession, to identify them, you have to have the third eye. I say the third eye.
I thought you have some certification or document that you
something that you can
display.
show to
Okay.
you guys.
Okay, for instance now, if I want to be a lawyer, I have to go through the bar. I have to be called to the bar.
Yeah.
You know, our association has not gotten to that level of mandating that every professional, everybody operating within our association should come under our umbrella. Some people, you can be an agent. Just get a laptop, okay? You know, do some refresher, go meet one or two agents. You know, you can. Everybody steps into it. You know, so you don't have to be, you know, certified to operate.
Also, attribute this to the reluctance of Nigerians to patronizing travel agents.
Travel
They
agents.
might want to be, they might be scared that someone will want to dupe them.
Well, you just have to throw in your net, and you will catch a fish. You know, but you just have to know when to throw in your net. You know.
All right. Looking at the country, the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, can you take us to the cost implications of flying the different areas?
Okay.
Yeah, and which tourism sites you think are best for families, especially based on those in the middle class, those up there, and those below them.
Okay. Yes.
Customizing it.
There is I tell people there is a tour for every budget. Okay. There is an activity for every budget. Okay. You can spend as an individual. You can spend as high as 5 million naira to go on a tour within the country, and you can spend as low as 50,000, depending on what you want. You have to consider the hotel.
Okay, if someone wants to go, for instance, it has a 50,000, 100. Let's say between 50 and 100,000.
Yes, you can go to.
What areas would you advise? And what are the? Would you say by road, by this?
Yeah.
Can you take us through?
By road, yes, you can go to. There are tourist sites in Kaduna.
Okay.
You know, there are like 2 or 3 of them in Kaduna. We have one in Niger. You know, of course, sharing borders with Kaduna State, Gurara. You know, there's also one a village. You know, it's a new place. You know, that people just discovered, and it's very good. You know, for tourism. There is Lagos. There's a very good place in Badagry.
Okay.
In Lagos.
Is that the French village?
No, it's not the French village. Whispering Palms.
Whispering Palms.
Yes, very lovely
So
place.
the palms are actually whispering.
Yeah, well, there are so many palm trees around there. But you can go with your family to like for instance now, this December, most of my clients that couldn't afford traveling to Europe, to Dubai as usual because of the economy, I had to introduce to them. A lot of them have gone now. You know.
So the whispering.
Yes, you know, spending weeks. You know.
So what's the budget like going to a place like that?
Well, for a couple, for instance, you can get as low with your flight. If you're going by flight from Abuja, for as low as 300, 350. You go and you come back. You know, you enjoy your time there.
Okay.
You know, but if you're going by road, it's lesser. But you know, you have to consider the stress as well to travel by road.
This amount you just mentioned is with accommodation.
Yes, accommodation, feeding the tour sites and all that. Yes. Good
then
deal.
for those from 500k upwards.
Yes, you know, like this one I talked about now. You won't compare your hotel with someone who paid 500,000. You know, for instance. So you have to also work within your budget. So that is.
But looking at sites that are natural in nature, that probably the hotels are made in King Woods and all that, not necessarily. Can we actually get sites so that?
Okay, yes. Let me say this. Let me just sorry to cut you. Let me just put this straight. There is what we call the inbound tourism and the outbound tourism.
Okay, what's the
Okay.
difference?
The inbound tourism is the tourism we organize within our geographical locations.
Okay.
Okay, within the country.
Okay.
Okay, so any tourism that takes you out of the shores of the country, you have gone as an outbound.
Okay.
Then we also have the regional tourism too, which is within the West African states.
Okay.
For instance, if you want to go to Ghana now, you don't need a visa. You just
Okay.
need your passport
Passport.
or your laissez-passer. Then they call, you can go, but you can enter through the border because of the ECOWAS
Yes.
relationship
Okay.
we have. So the inbound tourism is what we are promoting now.
Okay.
Okay.
Like when I was in Kenya recently, I was telling the people, the international community there, I said, we want to grow, let's grow Africa for Africa by Africans. Okay? When we magnify what we have, okay, people will come around. For instance, the whites, they love our weather.
Okay.
Because they can come here to tan their skin, stay in the sun. You see an average white person will lay, in the sun, because they don't have this kind of heat over there. So we have things we can sell. We have our culture. Like I was telling some of my friends from Tanzania, I said fine, we may not have safari, the wildlife and all that in Nigeria, but we have culture. We have the Oshobo festival. We have the Agungun festival in the north.
Okay.
We have these in Calabar, Calabar Carnival. We have Tinapa. We have a lot of. We have Eyo festival in Lagos. We have Olumo in Abeokuta. So we have a lot of things we can sell as as in fact, if the government of this country can really work on tourism, it can generate a very good income for this country.
But the tourism sector have been given lots of attention recently.
I don't think
is
it's
it that
enough.
The minister has not.
I don't think it's
didn't
enough.
come down to you guys.
It's not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough. When you want to do something, you do something and you do it very well. You don't have to do it haphazardly and expect a good result. For instance, Kenya, their natural their GDP, what they bring into that brings money into their country is tourism. They have a national carrier, okay? They have a national carrier. They have a wildlife safari and all that. So you have to understand some of these things. We don't do that. We don't have a national carrier, so we don't invest into tourism as much as we should.
Okay, now looking at planning towards the holidays,
Yeah.
maybe people have made mistakes this year. Let's just say next year
Yeah.
coming up. From what time is it okay to start planning towards the holidays in December?
From the 1st of January 2018, start planning,
Okay.
start
So
saving.
can you tell them the 3 or 4 things they should plan as subheadings of things
Okay.
the plan should focus on?
Okay, plan your location. I mean
Okay.
your destination,
Okay.
where you want to go to.
All right.
Okay, plan your budget, what
Okay.
you want, depending on what you
Can
feel
afford.
like you can afford, and what you may it may not be what you can afford, but what you feel.
You'll be able to save.
Yes, you feel to be
by
able
the
to
end of
save
the year.
for,
That's okay.
and again, you may not be able to afford it, but you can work towards it.
Okay.
Okay, I won't advise you to borrow, okay, because it's not cool, because you have to start paying back. I've said getting the destination, getting your budget, okay, then also making preparation, knowing beforehand what entails where you're going to, the security situation there, the weather. If it's outside the country, you have to know. For instance, the first time I went to the UK, I went, with my shirt and all that, and it was terrible. I was seriously,
Almost
it
freezing.
was snowy. It was around January, February.
Yeah.
It was snowy. I couldn't go out. I couldn't do anything because I wasn't well prepared.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just normal. Is it cold? I can stay in the AC. No, it's not that. So you have to understand that, and at the end of the day, you also have to know your consult the professionals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that you give
Consult
you
the
advice.
professionals. Yes,
Okay.
it's very essential to
All
know
right.
that.
All right.
Yes.
We would like you to wish family, friends, Merry Christmas before we wrap up.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I want to say thank you to the management of the
People's
People's
Television.
Television for giving me this opportunity. It's a very rare one, and I'm really privileged to be here. I also want to say thank you to all my clients for patronizing us from Nima Leisures and Travels. They've been awesome for us this year, and also our prospective clients. You can find us. You can find us on our website. You know.
Okay, now you have to be paying,
Paying for that. I know I did pay for that.
All
so-
right, okay. Merry Christmas from him, and I want to say thank you.
Thank you very much.
As it's going to be another time for a quick break. When we come back from this break, we'll be speaking with someone from an NGO. We're looking at reaching out to the less privileged during this Christmas, how important it is to ensure that even the less privileged orphans get some love from us. We'll be doing that after this break.